coming back.
When I signed I didn't bring my
Guys giving me business about my dog.
Yeah, I know.
I have a little Shih Tzu.
All right, everybody, please. We've all had our rest and respite. I hope everybody else did. On to the agenda. We have discussed or approved the exclusion of the acreage from the Charleston court proceedings. That matter is to be delayed until a later date.
What number is
7,
that?
discuss, approve
Okay, I
district
got
fund for newly acquired property. Okay?
So, Jack, if I'll just get y'all started so you know why this is here. This is a new agenda item, and I think once you, assuming you take action tonight, it will fall under Richard's disposition from now on. You won't need to see this again. Now that you are in possession of the golf course, the former golf course property, you need to make some basic authorizations to allow Richard to do periodic mowing, to have insurance, take care of sort of the bare necessities for it. And so that's what this is meant to cover. So whoever has discussion on this.
I will tell you, I was able to get a quote from a homeowner here, I believe he's a homeowner here in RP, and because he wants it mowed as badly as everyone else wants it mowed, he quoted us $1,500 to mow it initially, and then I believe that's an ongoing once a month fee to mow the 74 acres. And Richard has you have that quote that he sent? Okay. Richard sent a quote. He sent Richard a quote.
Do you have a quotation?
Yes.
Yes.
Have you required any other quotation?
Yes. Another one from land.
Have you got any others? Just 2?
Just the 2 so far, yes.
Do you anticipate getting others?
Yes, as soon as the board gives me direction on which way
Well,
to
the
go.
board's giving you direction
and
right now. I
so-
mean, I think we're giving you approval to do these things. Is this a resolution? So as a resolution,
Yes.
then I say we approve district funds for newly acquired property pending to be used for expenses for insurance coverage and expenses for mowing. Do I hear a second to that resolution?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, then you now have authority to do that. When can you expect to have all of this done?
I've already got insurance on the 2 of them, so that I can, make a phone call and they can get started on it.
All right, well, that's up to you. You're the operator.
When can we get it, when can we expect to get it mowed?
I'll call them tomorrow. And I'll
They'll mow it tomorrow?
give them the authorization to start.
Actually, is the gentleman that I sent to you the lowest bid so far?
So far, he's. the
Okay,
lowest bid,
he's
yeah.
ready to go as soon as we,
That's what I'm saying.
call him.
That's
I
what
would
call
just, the only thing I would add, board members, is that, Richard, I think you should follow your normal process for that kind of stuff. This isn't
That's
like
right.
a
Yeah.
special deal because it's a
Right.
neighbor, it has to be treated.
well, no,
Yeah,
That's
and
why I
it
was
needs to
asking if he
be
was low bid.
documents signed, so there's no liability, all that kind of, your normal process for this, okay? Yeah, that's fine, okay, cool.
That's the reason for taking the bids.
Yeah, exactly.
Item 8, consider adopting an order establishing rules and regulations for district parks and recreation facilities and establishing penalties for violations thereof, and take action as necessary.
Yes.
I make a motion that we,
I second the motion.
I make a motion that we have them proceed with rules.
Okay?
And I second.
And you second? Yes. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
The motion passed. Do we have some rules and regulations to go by, dear council?
Sorry?
Do we have certain rules and regulations that you wish us to go by?
Okay, on the park rules, so the issue that I have there is I would like, sort of what you've just done, is authorize my firm officially to prepare park rules and regulations for your official adoption at the next meeting, I would assume. And we've heard public input tonight. If there's anything particular you'd like us to focus on, now would be the time to tell me that. Otherwise, what we'll do is we'll pull together what we think are the most appropriate, best set of rules and regulations for your consideration.
All right, then I will consider a motion to have the Smith, Murtaugh, et cetera, law firm prepare said rules and regulations for the district be presented at the next board meeting.
I would suggest, before we make that motion, that we utilize some of the suggestions from the audience today also that you've heard.
Sure.
You know, whether it's time of day and night that it's allowed to be used and lighting and things like that.
And I'd like to have a sign regulation in there so we don't get garage sale signs,
Okay, perfect.
whatever else.
Well, a lot of those minute items will have to be, we'll take them up when we adopt them. When we adopt the rules.
Can I ask
Uh, it- it- it-
So
Anyway,
so the motion
the
is
motion
being
has
made.
been called,
I second.
Second.
and the motion's been seconded. All in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
Yes, sir.
Now, review the financial and bookkeeping
There's a
matters
question there in
including.
the back.
Wait,
Are we,
excuse me, this is a board meeting. No more comments, please, in the comments.
how can we do? that?
Excuse us. Review the financial and bookkeeping matters including review of the bookkeeper's report.
I thought there was
And
a
somebody-
part of it.
Mention the fact they'd like to know what the financial condition was.
Yep.
If I
actually
can
think
find
she
it.
left.
No, she's,
Oh, she's here? I thought it was Nicole.
she left.
She left.
That's just taxes.
It's on the investment.
First page.
Yeah, here it is. I finally got to the right, in the right chew. All right, we have, I assume these are up to date
Yes, sir.
as of date
As of Friday.
last Friday. We have 2.6 million in the bank in various accounts. And
And is that after the 500, that's after the $500,000 check?
I would imagine,
Is this listed on here?
yeah.
Yeah. I circled that, I don't know what it was. No, I know.
But we have ongoing, if you will, we have roughly $250,000 ongoing with the water well number 2, which is still offline, by the way. We have, by the way, Richard, I want to report on I know it's not on the agenda at this point in time, but it would go along with your operational report, is I understood that the consultant filed with the U.S. Corps of Engineers a new permit recently. What's the status?
I've already sent it to him, I've already signed it.
Well, I know, but what, have you heard back from anything about
He's
it?
received it and reviewing it, and he'll start the process.
And the process is they advertise for 30 days, and then they wait for 30 days. and then-
Analyze it, go over the stream assessment,
Yeah,
and then publicize it.
yeah. That has to do with our concrete line ditch. In addition to that, we have a sewer plant that is in need of repairs, which we're taking bids at the present time, is that correct?
No, we're not at the bid process yet. We're
They're
still in
just
design.
preparing the bid proposal package,
Right, we're still
Okay.
finalizing designs and then coming up.
which the estimate by the engineers was something around $1 million. Anyway, That'll be undertaken, that has been approved, but it'll be undertaken within the next probably 3 months. Are there any questions by the board about the, looks like we recovered about half the tax money, or a little better than what we were due.
Back on track.
Any questions on the bookkeeper's report at all?
No.
And the money, Richard, where'd you go?
Sir, right here.
The money was withdrawn out of TML, is that correct?
No, it was Texas Star, Texas class.
So you took out of a CD?
No, it's our.
Oh, Texas Star, that's part of the
Texas class,
municipal
yeah.
stuff, right, okay,
Okay.
excuse me, just a different name. Yeah, all right, and if there's no more comments about that, we'll go on to the review, the administrative report. Richard, you had several things you wish to bring up?
Just as we were talking about earlier, an update on water plant number 2. They're continuing jetting the screens, and the EM tests are all back, and the liner's already been, is already here, the pump's already been ordered. They should finish with the cleaning and the processing within it, by next 2 weeks, he said. And then they'll start prepping the casing to put down the new casing. And I'm estimating the plant will be back online hopefully in a month and a half at max. That project will end up costing us almost $300,000 by the time we're done with it. The time, not only from the construction cost that was initially proposed, but plus the additional testing we did, plus some other issues that are coming up now, which are minor, but still. The total cost, I'm assuming, is gonna be around $300,000. As Jack pointed out, the wastewater treatment plant, I'm also working with the engineers now. We're finalizing all of the design criteria and putting together the bid package. And that will be presented at the next board meeting for approval. And then we'll go out to bid and start that project. That's gonna be, as he said, about $1 million.
Of which some of it gets paid by East Plantation.
$400,000 will be paid by EP.
40% is.
40%.
Exactly, yes. So, we'll have to shell it out and they'll pay us back, so.
Right.
But, so those 2 projects are already ongoing and well on the way. The reason I had, I should say, an agreement with that agenda item about authorizing funds, I need board's direction now on what to do with the property, how you want it maintained, so I can start putting together scheduling and budgeting issues.
Once we get the report back from the attorneys, and what we're gonna do as far as the park and recreation deal, it's pretty well been ascertained that you're given the go-ahead to start having it mowed.
Right.
So I would wait to do any permanent planning, other than just cursory things at the present time, just cosmetic,
Okay.
and wait till the next board meeting, at which time you should be given more direction. Does the board concur?
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I would add, Jack, is just, I think it would be good to have what I would call an inspection of the property, so as you're going through and getting cleaned up where you can see it better, let's go ahead and start identifying some of the trouble spots.
Because there's a lot of trash pickup we'll have to do,
Yeah,
dead
exactly.
trees, all kinds of bulk material I have to get out of the way.
Yeah,
you know.
also
you don't have to
Yeah.
make a detailed list. We've all observed it to some degree.
All right.
Okay? Anything else? I'll take it that's your manager's report.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Can I ask a question? Are we
Sure.
going to the system total reports now?
Sure.
Okay. How do we get a negative collection accounts?
Remember what I told you, about twice a year that'll happen? It's just the time that we're reading them and the time that the pumps are being, that the wells are being inputted. It's an overlap that happens roughly twice a year. And that's it. The next month you'll see it'll be way over. And then-
You're talking about this one?
No, I'm talking about this
Oh, I
one.
don't care about that one, I'm talking about this one.
Well, that's not, I look at this, that's, you're talking about the turn off on
No,
meters.
no, that's this one. Amount owed.
Amount of overpayments.
How do we have an amount owed of that?
Let me see. Number of unread, oh,
No, it's right here.
yeah, no, but it's collection accounts.
Amount owed.
Oh, yeah, well, that's the total of the people that, you know, like they add, let's say they close their account and they owe us 15 or 16 bucks.
Well, this shows we owe them money.
That's right.
Well, right now, we do owe people money right now. We've got a bunch of turnoffs and we owe them money. That's gonna come out in this report and then you're signing the
Oh, on
checks
the
right there.
deposit?
Yeah, and then that's the deposit refunds. And you send them out.
Which we
Okay.
just
So this is
signed.
just return of deposit,
Exactly,
basically.
yeah. Those are the checks that you're
For
signing, so I
turnoffs.
can send them out.
Okay.
323 accounts.
999.
Well, that's a
I
total.
Well,
wasn't
that's
paying
total
attention
too.
to that. That's obviously wrong.
Yeah.
We don't have 999
Right.
accounts anymore.
So we've only got one customer using over 50,000 gallons now.
We got our point?
This is winter.
Yeah.
All the more reason to
Yeah.
wonder.
I agree.
It's been wet.
One customer.
What gets you is there's still 10
There's
above
still-
30,000.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what gets you.
Yeah, but at least we don't have 5 or 6 at 50,000.
Yeah. What else?
I think that's okay.
System report. All right, camera use. You have something to present, Richard?
Yes, sir. I thought I handed it out.
You did?
Data link.
Data link?
DataLink is a company that I called in to give us an observation and give him his recommendations.
Would you step around so you can speak?
Actually, he was here a couple times, and this is the final. We edited some stuff out and then put some stuff in. Since the plants are all in isolated situations and they have no communications, he had to break it out this way. And I understand, because the last guy I had was telling me the same thing. How are you gonna communicate with these plants back to the office? So I narrowed it down to this system here because it will record everything. It's got cameras. And we won't have to pay a monthly fee for it. It'll just run automatically. We have a problem, we can go there, it'll trip it, and it'll send an alarm out.
How does that work where we never get a monthly fee?
Because these are self-contained and they'll go through my alarm system. So what I'll do is I'll put phone lines in there, which I'm gonna do anyway, because I'm putting in monitors to watch the plants.
Right.
And these systems that I asked him to do, which he changed, that's what we were changing stuff around, will have what's called a dry contact. If something happens, if the motion sensor picks up something or something is out of the ordinary, it'll send a signal to my control alarm panel, and it will telephone dial me out and let me know what's going on. But we don't have to have a monthly fee for this service because it's an independent service.
Okay.
It's a system running on its own.
Okay.
So we're talking about roughly $10,000 plus a little bit of in-house labor.
Correct.
Is that correct?
I looked at a couple other ones, but when you start looking at, do you want to communicate by cell? Well, now you got a monthly fee every time, and it's
Yeah.
for each location. You want to go by radio? Well, now you got to set up towers and booster stations and stuff. And then you got to pay for the license and the annual fees for that. I said, forget it, let's just make it so that each one is an independent station.
What's the retention time on those?
I think he said it was 2 weeks.
2 weeks, so you can go back 2 weeks.
And it's
for-
digital
on
and
an event.
automatically, yeah.
Now.
We can change it and do some more if we want to.
Okay. Can you record that 2 weeks for posterity?
Yep. You can download it, do it, it's all digital.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions? How many bids did you get?
2.
2.
The other one was,
You're running lax. I always like 3.
yeah, I know.
You're getting lazy.
I can get another one, it's just that. They're all getting more and more expensive, so.
Anyway. Anybody have any questions?
I need to recuse myself. This this is one of my clients. I need to recuse myself from voting.
Okay. So be it. Do I hear a motion to accept this resolution for the cameras, to purchase these cameras and install?
I'll make a motion that we accept this bid.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, any other pending business any of the directors know of?
I'd like to comment that Richard, that before the agenda gets published, that you send it out to all the board members so that we have an opportunity to at least read it, so we don't get surprised by what may show up on it.
Yeah, I meant to bring that up. Tim had mentioned it to
Okay.
me. I need to know procedure, what this board wants to do. The normal procedure that I've been doing for 18 years is the president approves the agenda and then I post it. But, I mean, if you guys want to change it, that's up to you. But I need to know what kind of policy you want to set in place for me to follow.
Well, I think we need to have the opportunity to look at it in case there's something we want to add or something that you've put on there that maybe we asked you to put on there, but you put it on there a different way than what we asked it, or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, just something, we get it the day before or something, and then we say yes, and then Jack approves it, and
Is that a problem?
No, no problem. Do you want me to send it all out to all of you? Just
What I
email
do
it to
is
you?
just send a notice that it's, that you're posting it on the website. That way everybody will have a chance to look at it.
But if
No,
once it's on the
then it's
website,
public.
We don't
Then
want to
it's
do that.
public.
Real good idea.
Well, you can't say it.
That's where we need to set up those email
It's a
addresses.
proposed,
No,
you can't
that's
say
where
it's a
we need to set
Right.
up the email addresses so we can send them to our email addresses.
oh, all right.
Oh, that's another issue I meant to bring up, so I'm glad you brought that up, Julie. Our current email provider and webpage is not gonna cut it for the things we're gonna need to get done. I can't get the emails, I keep hassling with them. Now we have other legislature, we've gotta put budgets, we've gotta put audits and everything on there now. So I'm changing companies. I've been doing some research on different web companies, and the one that seems to be the best that most all of the utilities are using in the Houston area is OffCinco. So I've already got a bid from them, and they're gonna give us independent private emails for all of you, you know, and they'll be under their server, so they won't be connected with any of your stuff for the legal side of things. They'll also monitor the web page for us and keep it all up under the legal standards that we have to get. I have to provide all that information to them so they can build a web page. It's $1,500 to start, get everything running, and then after that, it'll just be a monthly fee. But they'll handle everything from that point on. All I have to do is send them the information, they'll upload it and format it and keep it up.
as long as it works the way we want it to work.
Yeah,
I assume that's well within your purview.
yes. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that situation and hopefully have everything ready for you at the next board meeting. They said they can get it done pretty quick, so that's.
Okay?
Offcinco is excellent. That's who I would have recommended. So that's great.
Anybody else have anything?
is that the website, and I don't go to it as often as I probably should, but is there a place on there for public comments on the website?
Yes.
You know, so for things like the park, people wanna put their inputs, you know, about all this stuff,
I think
you know.
there's a contact us, but I don't think there's a place to.
The good thing about OffCinco is they will customize it whatever way
Yeah.
you want it. If you want a public comment page, we just put it in there.
I
You
think
know,
that would be a
it's
good
all
idea.
included in the web design. I mean, you can go to a Cinco Ranch, you know, .com and see how theirs is all laid out. It's really, really good, you know. It's not cheap, but it's good.
But that would give us an avenue, like I said, for public, you know, especially with Charleston and
Exactly.
what people would like to see and not see, and
Right. And it would alleviate the issue that we're talking about here. I mean, I could send you proof agendas through those private emails, you know, that you're not
Right.
all connected, but yet I'm sending it to you, and it's really well done.
Right. Okay.
Anybody else have anything? You'd like to bring before the board?
Yeah, you have, what's the last one? Agenda.
Nothing?
Yeah, it says set date and time for next meeting.
Oh,
Is it,
Into the.
February
fourth
27th?
Thursday, 4 o'clock?
let's do it
6
6:30 or
6:30.
6.
We keep
Like we've
changing.
been doing it 6 or 6.
Well,
No, this was a
Because
one-time
I-
deal.
Back
Yeah,
to
this
the
It's
was,
supposed to be
no,
6:30.
this was because we had to reschedule because the CIA annual meeting is Thursday. Then we were gonna reschedule it for tomorrow night, and then San Jacinto River Authority is tomorrow night.
I say
We had
we
to do
do
today because of,
6:30 on the
yeah,
27th.
6:30 on the 27th.
Is tomorrow night the one at the convention center?
Yes.
Yes.
27th of February at 6:30, is that what you're saying? Okay.
So the meetings are gonna start being at 6:30?
Yeah,
Again.
so time, yeah, we're going back to that. This was just a
This was a
This was a
one-time
one-off.
off, yeah.
Anything else? Anybody have any problem with setting the meeting for that time? So be it.
Okay,
Much better.
Motion to adjourn?
pending signing check.
I'll motion to adjourn pending
Okay.
signing check. Tyler
I'll
signing
second it.
check.
Second, pending check signing. All in favor? Aye.